Hello and welcome back to Knights of the Old Republic. We have finished Tatooine. Yeah. Right. To the Ebon Hawk. We need to chat with our companions. Although first of all, workbench. So this is our lightsaber, I think. Yeah, because it's upgraded. So right now we have the Rubok crystal, which is 1 damage, 1 attack. We have the sigil, which is 1 attack, 1d6, which is very good. We can replace the 1 attack, 1 damage with 3 attack. 1 attack, what's keen mean? I don't know what keen means. Oh, it raises the critical threat from 1920 to 1720. That's pretty good. Some more crits. Extra damage. Okay, so it's massive criticals, 2d6. Oh, wow. That's a 6 to 25 crystal. Okay, sorry. The 6 to 25 crystal, which also does more, which does plus 2 to 12 damage on a crit. That's really good. Crate Dragon Pearl, 3 attack, 2 energy. That's the consistent one, the Crate Dragon Pearl. I didn't mean to click twice. Yeah, 5 to 24. And we replace the sigil with the Opila. 7 to 21. That's some fairly consistent damage that's coming out of that. Or we could go for that one. It is 4 to 18, but with a plus 6 modifier to attack. Maybe. Maybe, that's okay. It would mean that we'd hit a lot more. I don't know, I kind of feel like the Opila should be matched with the one that gives you Keen. Next door and then Opila together. Why don't we take the Sigil? So 5 to 24. Assemble that one. And we'll give... Basila's ones are fine. Rubat's absolutely okay. Let's give her the Crystal. Make hers more about getting that stun chance off. Jolie's, let's give him... You know, let's give him that one and that one. We'll give him the extra crit ability with his lightsaber. And Juhani's, give her the extra... We'll give her, like, pretty much everything else that we've got. Yeah. Good. Cool. Ranged, who do we... Ah, we have the Ordo repeating. We can upgrade to the max level. 5 to 14. Not that amazing, but okay. Bendax is already upgraded. And nothing else is equipped. Wait, nothing else equipped? Yeah, okay, so I was right. It allowed us to sell things that were... Oh no, because Bendax wasn't on the list previously. If I go out of here, I just want to check what we have equipped. We can't go through party members here. We can go through party members like that, but we can't go through what they're equipped. Oh no, we can. Good. I'm just wondering if we sold anything that people were using. No, we're okay. We're okay, I think. I was worried that we had the ability to sell things that we had equipped, but I think we're okay, actually. Yes. Oh, hers is just not upgradable. That's fine. Armor. Calo Nord's battle armor, we can double upgrade. So it gets up to a 12 defense bonus. What does this one give? I actually don't know. Alright, immunity to critical hits, sonic, fire, resistance, okay. Oh, immunity to mind affecting as well. Oh, wow. The Chani's already fully upgraded. Republic mod we can probably get rid of. Okay. Although, yeah, I'll take that off the Republic mod. Because nobody's using it. Melee, we have... Ah! Yeah, okay. So he's only using Bacca's blade and then a non-upgradable one. That's fine. That's where I had confusion previously. We're giving those two ones, so we get massive criticals as well in there. Nice. And then he doesn't have anything else to upgrade. Okay, good. It was when we were at the shop last episode, I was thinking, did we sell stuff? No, so you can't sell things that are equipped. That's good. That's the way I want it to be. Right, mission. We shouldn't have much more to say to you, but okay, hello.
Hey there. What can I do for you?
I want to talk about your brother.
I've made my peace with Griff and what he means to me. If he ever shows up again, I'll deal with him. But I'm not going to dwell on my brother anymore. It's time to move forward. So, Is there anything else you need?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, have it your way.
Right, and that's mission done. We never have to speak with her again. Not that it was a big thing, but, you know. Right, oh, Candace. I don't know why I walked straight past him.
Yeah, what do you want?
I was wondering if you had any more war stories.
You want another war story, huh? You want to hear about some other world getting wasted, eh? I knew you were the type. Your stagnant republic has never seen some of the strange creatures and races we fought on the Outer Rim in those years. And you never will now.
What do you mean?
If a world isn't strong enough to defend itself, it's basically forfeit. But this story is about something a little different. We were going through the asteroid fields of the Crispin system at the very edge of the galaxy, playing with the pirates and smugglers we found there. The main belt in the Crispin system consists of mainly small rocks covered in frozen methane gas shells, and the pirates were using them for cover. Ha! I remember using a thermal generator to cause the outer layer of one of the asteroids to vaporize in a picosecond. It blew out and shredded the 3 smugglers using it for cover. But that was a mistake.
Did it backfire?
The asteroid I had targeted was smaller than most, maybe a dozen meters on a side. On the outside, it looked the same as any other, just a ball covered in frozen gas. But something must have been inside it, something inactive in the cold. The heat of my blast might have triggered something or woken something up. After I'd hit it, spots of light and heat appeared all over the thin shell, still covering it, evaporating the gases. What lay underneath looked like some sort of rocky growth. A deformed rock, pitted by scores of micrometeorite scars. I think something even older might have been inside that.
An asteroid?
Maybe, but maybe not. It started rotating faster and faster as we watched it. After a second, it started spraying fire, thermal projectiles that melted our armor like wax. We were caught completely by surprise. Before we could counterattack, it fled at an incredible speed.
A ship?
We couldn't catch it, but we could follow its hyperspace wake. We followed its trail as far as we could, heading away from the galactic core. When it finally led beyond the edge of our galaxy, we abandoned our efforts. Anything that wants to commit suicide in that great void is not worth our trouble trying to catch. That's the only story I have for now. I'll tell you some more stuff later if we get the chance. Is there something else you want to know?
Okay, nothing.
Your choice. I'm here if you want something done right.
Right, let's speak again.
Yeah, what do you want?
Wonder if you had any more war stories.
I don't have as many strange stories like the last one I told you, but I do have a couple about me and the stuff I've done. In one battle above the world of Althir, my unit managed to defeat a force of Althiri 10 times our own size. That battle gained me command of an entire subsect of my clan.
Okay. I think I know where this is going.
For 5 days, they had managed to hold off our forces, keeping us to the outer rings of their world, preventing us from attacking it directly. My task was to assault one of their flanks with a false attack. The Althiri would be drawn out by the units I had sent in. Once they had surrounded those units, the bulk of my forces would attack from the rear and defeat them in detail.
Ah, did it work?
Things didn't go as I had planned. I saw an opening, a mistake they had made in the disposition of their forces, and took it. While fending off our main force, they had let their fleet split in two. The center of their entire fleet was left exposed. I turned my forces and assaulted the center of their fleet, decimating them.
You disobeyed your orders?
This is a chance given to a warrior once or twice in a lifetime. The chance to change the course of history in a single act. Their slow, ponderous ship could not turn to face us without being overwhelmed. The command vessels were destroyed in seconds. Their ranks were thrown into chaos. It was amusing to watch the surviving ships scatter and flee. Several even tried to dive through the plane of the rings to escape us. They were shredded by the rings, or crashed into rocks, or were destroyed by our forces as we pursued them. Warriors do not flee from a battle if they are losing. They fight to the end, as we did against your Jedi Revan. Another time, maybe, I'll tell you about how the war with the Republic went. For now, let's just get on with things. Is there something else you want to know?
No, that's nothing more for now.
Your choice. I'm here if you want something done right.
Now, the thing is, we should have talked to these people a few more times, so hey, Candace.
Yeah, what do you want?
I wonder if you had any more war stories.
I think I'll tell you a bit about the recent war we had with the Republic. That might be more familiar to you. The one where Jedi Revan beat my people. We started by conquering worlds outside the Republic. We did it quietly so the Republic wouldn't really know what was going on until it was too late. When we finally did hit the Republic worlds, they had no idea we were coming. We came in through 3 invasion corridors in adjacent sectors. Anyone who put up a fight, or wouldn't fight, was crushed. We razed whole worlds trying to provoke the Republic into fighting us. I don't particularly enjoy wiping out worlds for its own sake, but the cowardly tactics the Republic defenders used left us little choice.
What do you mean?
Hiding in the homes of civilians, using families as shields, thinking we would not use appropriate force on their bases inside major cities. They underestimated our resolve, and what measures are acceptable in war. Those who cannot defend themselves should not be around those who can in battle. If annihilating a city is the kind of power it takes to overwhelm a Republic shield device, then that's what we did. Necessary force to destroy all opposition.
Now that's my kind of warfare.
There was no honor in wiping them out like rats. But some of your forces did redeem the Republic in our eyes. Especially later.
Later?
Later, when Revan had joined the war. But we'll get back to that. We've wasted too much time already. Is there something else you want to know?
No.
Your choice. I'm here if you want something done right.
You know what I do want done, Candace? I want to talk to you again.
Yeah, what do you want?
Tell me more about the Mandalorian Wars.
We fought against the Republic forces for some time, over the course of many battles. At the start, they were not much of a threat to speak of. But once the Jedi Revan took charge, things began to turn against us. The Republic fleets began to use more than just basic tactics. Feints, counterattacks, mass deceptions. Revan was a genius on the field. Revan abandoned worlds of their defenders so that others would be too fortified to strike, and was willing to make sacrifices in order to advance goals. And in the end, Revan proved too much for us.
Yeah. What about the Sith?
The Sith had gone, retreated into their empire. They sealed themselves off from the rest of the galaxy. We thought it would be centuries before they'd come back. It's amazing that they could rebuild their fleet so fast. But at the time, it looked like the galaxy was in our grasp. I still remember that final battle in the skies above Malachor 5. The 2 fleets filling the space around it, outshining the stars.
Now, just as a minor spoiler for the second game, Malachor 5 is a pretty major plot point in it. What happened in the battle?
It was not your ships, or your men, or your vaunted fight for freedom that won this, the final battle of the war. It was by the actions of one person, the Jedi Revan, that you prevailed. His strategies and tactics defeated the best of us. Even Mandalore himself was taken aback by the ferocity of his attacks, the tenacity of his defenses, and the subtleties of his plans. He fought us to a standstill, and then began pushing back. We really didn't have a chance.
Why didn't you retreat?
It was what we had wanted all along, in a way. We wanted to fight the best, in a battle that would be remembered for centuries. And we did. And Revan won. I don't hold a grudge against Revan, and neither do any of my people. It was the greatest moment of my life to be in that battle. If Revan had been a Mandalorian, nothing in the galaxy would have stopped us. But wishing for the past to be different is useless. Better look to the future, as we should now. We'll talk more later, I think. Is there something else you want to know?
No.
Your choice. I'm here if you want something done right.
Actually, Candace, actually.
Yeah, what do you want?
Tell me more about the Mandalorian Wars.
The war we had with the Republic was supposed to be the most glorious battle in our history. But it was a very costly one. I guess we didn't think of how much we could lose in it.
There must not have been many of you left.
There weren't many of us after that last battle. Mandalore himself was killed at the hands of the Jedi Revan. The best of us could not defeat him. After that last battle, those of us that survived were stripped of our weapons, our armor, and our basilisks. Revan's forces destroyed them while we were forced to watch. Those who hadn't fled earlier were left with nothing to call their own. No weapons, no armor, only the honor of having fought in the battle we just lost. For many, this was not enough. While the rest of us were sent into exile on the Outer Rim, they tried to relive the old days, raiding worlds. They're nothing more than bandits now.
And eventually you came to Taris.
Yeah, I came to Taris. And forcing for Davik was not stimulating. The gangs on Taris and Davik's rivals were trash. They give no thrill in battle, no honor or glory in defeating them. It was like stepping on bugs. I sought worthy challenges, but the best that Taris could offer were nothing to me. But I think now, with you, I may finally find opponents worth fighting.
Well, I am honored.
Maybe later I'll tell you more about what it was like to work for Davik. For now, though, we should get on with our lives. Is there something else you want to know?
No, that's it.
Your choice. I'm here if you want something done right.
Actually, no, I don't want to hear about Davik.
Yeah, what do you want?
Tell me about Davik. Oh, never mind.
Your choice.
We're done. That's all of the stuff we can do with them. Okay. I think Canderous has the longest amount of stuff to say, if I remember right. I think the rest are a little shorter. I'm not sure. HK has a lot of stuff, occasionally.
Statement. HK-47 is ready to serve, Master.
Oh, you can do a fighter simulation. No, that's fine.
You
If you wonder what a fighter simulation is, you know that thing where we got to shoot the gun on top of the ship? That's the fighter simulation. Very weird. I guess he only has stuff to say if you have repair skill. Alright. Well, that's enough of him. Double checking. Nah, we shouldn't have anything in these rooms. Wait. Yeah, I already emptied those. What am I looking at? Oh yeah, and also all the Giska are gone. We did poison them all. No one in here? Yet? No one in here in this game anyway. Right. Jolie, we haven't spoken to you in a long while, since Kashyyyk.
Got something on your mind, do you?
Why did you decide to come with me?
You got yourself a fast little ship? I'd forgotten what engine sounded like. The closest thing to that on Kashyyyk is an uller in mating season. Oh, frightful.
Do you want to ride my ship?
Or it could be for the free food. What's the gunk that comes out of the synthesizer on this bucket anyway? Do you never clean the darn thing?
No. Tell me. Why you...
I'm old, damn it. I'm allowed to be enigmatic when I want to be. And don't you go telling me otherwise. You know, you remind me of someone else I knew ages ago. Pleasant enough fellow, great destiny, all of that. Breath like a bantha.
Is this a comment on my breath?
No, but it could be. An Anduvian salt tablet would clear that right up, you know. Anyway, where was I? Oh, yes, Andor Vex was his name. The Force swirled around him like a hurricane. That's how great his destiny was.
I've never heard of him.
No, you wouldn't have. Sometimes swirling force is just swirling force. It gets us old Jedis excited at our age, so we go, ooh, destiny. Well, it turned out that poor Andor believed a wee bit too much in the infallibility of that destiny. That overconfidence turned out to be his downfall.
Yeah, I've heard it's a slow and insidious killer. Does your story have a point, old man?
Does it have to have a point? I thought we were just talking about Andor. Something wrong with your attention span? Let's see. Oh yes, Andor's downfall. I was pretty young myself when it happened. At the time, I thought that Andor's destiny couldn't be more boring.
How young are we talking?
Well, let's just say that I was a strapping young lad with a full head of hair, and Coruscant was a small town with a well. I was just about to abandon Andor to whatever the Force intended for him when his ship was overtaken by a Dimian warship. Now, you've probably never heard of the Dimians, but at the time they were a nasty lot led by a nastier overlord named Krat. Tall fellow, big teeth. Krat has us hauled onto the bridge of his ship for questioning, And that's when I knew that Andor's destiny was at hand.
Andor killed Krat, I take it?
Of course he did. Haven't you been listening? It was not in the way you'd probably expect, though. Well, Andor decides that his destiny makes him invulnerable and starts making all sorts of demands. Free me now. I'm not answering questions. Blah, blah, blah. Don't you know who I am? Yeah. Krat decides he's had enough and begins crushing Andor's neck. I told the boy he should have kept his mouth shut. I think he agreed, too, or those could have just been gurgling noises. No, well, anyway. Finally, Krat has enough of Andor and tosses him aside into this giant energy intake shaft. Andor gets sucked in and starts bouncing around, screaming. Maybe Andor hit something sensitive on the way down, or just didn't agree with the reactor core. Next thing I know, all the ship's alarms are ringing.
You're kidding.
Everyone panics, and I run, barely making it to the ship in time before the explosion. Krat dies horribly, and the Dimians never quite recovered. Changed the political course of the entire sector for centuries to come. I'd call that quite a destiny, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but how can you even be sure Andor was responsible?
What, are you kidding? What are the odds of that happening anyway? 1,000,000,000 to 1? You should do so well as to be sucked into the engine of some evil Sith Lord, you know. Andor was a hero. Sort of. Anyway, go on. My throat is dry and you're making me cranky. Shoo!
Hello.
Got something on your mind, do you?
Well, yeah. Do you have a healing kit for me?
Well, I suppose I could whip up something, a few herbs and such. You do know that the best alternative is not to get hurt, right? Well, not to say that you go leaping into the path of blaster fire or anything, but I know how you young people get. Here, take it.
Okay.
Got something on your...
I'd like another one.
How many could you possibly need? Ask me later when you're...
Right, yeah, okay. Basically, he'll only give you... I think he gives you up to a certain number, but I think he probably gives you one to start with, and we have a lot of them. So, anyway. Says nothing. Says nothing. Juhani, hello. Are you still in your base armor? Juhani. No, she's in Jedi Knight robes. Okay, hello.
How may I be of assistance to you, Padawan?
I was wondering if we could talk.
What is it you would like to speak to me about?
Tell me more about your past.
Well, I suppose I have not talked very much about the Jedi I met back home. They, all of them, were so very invigorating.
Invigorating?
They were so very alive, so full of hope and energy and zeal. In retrospect, I can see it was a little bit tragic.
Tragic?
Well, yes. These Jedi were going to fight the Mandalorians just after they had invaded. Many of those Jedi perished in the fighting, but to us, they seemed invincible. Especially their leader, who they talked about all the time. Paragons of light and justice, sweeping away all iniquity before them. It was like looking at gods.
Damn straight, I do look divine.
I can only assume that that was some misguided attempt at humor. I was using poetic license. But those Jedi, they were enthralling. Everyone wanted just to touch them. Some people thought it would bring them luck. Not that the peace they brought lasted very long.
What happened?
The Jedi left. The people grew complacent. Those who had been wronged saw their chance at revenge. And so the cycle continues. The oppressed become the new generation of oppressors. The human oppressed, that is. The non-humans were never treated well in any case. We felt the brunt of both administrations.
Was it that bad?
Of course it was. They took their frustrations and hate out on us because the people they wanted had already fled or were too well protected. But no one looks out for the injustices we suffered. Oh no, but I am sorry. I should not have outbursts like that.
It's alright.
No, it is not. Anger can lead to the dark side, and I must be ever careful that I do not fall back into those ways. I thank you for your support. My outburst was uncalled for, but you did not lash back at me. You are a much better Jedi than I, it would seem. But let us not speak more of this now. We should continue on our journey. Perhaps later we will talk again.
Perhaps. How about now, though?
Yes. What is it?
Is something wrong?
I have been bothered by something of late.
Jolie told me about it. We'll get some Anduvian salt and... Oh, something else? What is it?
I never told you where I came from, did I? Where I grew up as a child? I suppose I was trying to deny what I was feeling.
Are you hitting on me?
You self-centered fool. To think that I would desire to mate with one such as you, should that even be possible. You are the center of the universe. What does it matter if my homeworld was wiped out by your actions? Who cares if it is because of you that everyone I knew as a child is dead?
What are you saying?
Taris. It was Taris that the Sith destroyed to try to kill you and your precious Bastilla. Taris, my homeworld.
No. I thought you hated your homeworld.
It was my home. If it were not for you and Bastilla, the Sith would have never had reason to destroy that world. It was your fault for being there, and your fault for rescuing Bastilla. Without your intervention, the Sith would have had no cause to lay waste to my childhood.
But...
Just let me vent my anger. I need someone to blame. Something. Anything. I hated that world. Yet everything I learned as a child, I learned there. It is as much a part of me as the air I breathe. I have this ache inside me, where all my childhood memories lay, and I find your face there with them. If it was not for you, that world would still exist.
I have no excuse. I did what I needed to.
I know. I suppose I realized that. But it is so hard to lose your entire past. You would not understand.
You'll get it later. It'll be alright, Juhani.
Yes. Yes, I suppose it will. As long as we remain focused on our task, it will. I am sorry. I will try not to distract you in the future with my trivial experiences. We should stop for now.
No, we're going to keep talking. Also, what's interesting is you can kind of imply a little bit from here that she pretty much did her dark side thing right after Taris was destroyed. So it kind of lines up. She gets the news about Taris being destroyed. She goes a bit, her emotions all go completely out there, and then dark side hits her. You know? It kind of all fits. We effectively triggered her to lash out at her master, in a way. It's interesting.
Yes. What is it?
Something wrong?
I was remembering Taris.
I do like how every conversation we start with Juhani is there something wrong? Is it okay to talk to you today? Are you sure? What is it? What about it?
It was a horrible place to have to live. At least in the lower cities where the non-humans tended to get relegated. Living for years in a place with no sun, living off the trash dropped from the upper levels, and the meager pay doing back-breaking labor.
And those rat ghouls.
There was always the danger of rat ghouls coming up from the sewers, or more mundane predators living and working in the area. My family and I struggled each and every day to make something of our lives. But we could only go so far. Taxes from the corrupt government, more fees from the gangs controlling the streets, and whatever was left paying for what food and medical supplies we could afford.
Was it that bad?
With no money to spare for any amenities, even the enclave on Dantooine seems a paradise in comparison. And of course, there was the constant bigotry and hate from the more affluent and human citizens, lording their wealth over us living below. Every once in a while, a rich human would come down through the lower levels with his droid entourage just to see how the wildlife lived, and laughed at the mockeries that were our successes. But I have come to meet many decent humans in my travels since those days. Indeed, some of the greatest people I have ever met are human.
Like who?
The Jedi who encouraged me to join the Order. The one who was with the group going to fight the Mandalorians. She was human. I am sorry. I am getting away from my point. If there even was one. Sometimes I curse the day my parents fled to Taris. But then again, if they had not, I would not be where I am today.
Fled? From where?
Another story for another time. For now, we must continue our own epic. To save the galaxy, if we can.
Alright, let's talk again.
How may I be of assistance to you, Padawan?
I really wish you'd stop calling me that. Anyway, can we talk?
What is it you would like to speak to me about?
Tell me more about your past.
Well, I mentioned before that my parents had fled to Taris. Perhaps I can tell you about that.
Please do.
In the early days of the Mandalorian War, there had been fighting closer to the Outer Rim worlds.
Okay, and your people were in that region?
Cathar was there, yes. My people had a great reputation as warriors, and that appealed to the Mandalore version of honor. They sought to test themselves against us, I think. Test themselves by bombing our world, slaughtering my people while they slept or while they ran.
How did it happen?
They swooped down from space, across the world, firing at anything that moved. They used ships in space to destroy all orbital facilities and bombard the surface. We did resist, and in spite of their violent attack, we did stave them off for quite a while. But in the end, we were doomed.
Also, I don't know if you recognize it, but that's a very familiar story. I'm taking from this that Canderous was the one who attacked her world in his very first battle. You know, it's an interesting one. I imagine that I would really like it if this was like a more modern game. You'd imagine that would come directly to an interaction between them, but you know, I don't think it happens in this one. But that actually, I wonder if you walk around with them and I wonder if they have party banters together. Huh? Maybe they do. I'm now intrigued. Maybe they do have that. Maybe it is brought up. I don't know. Anyway. Well, why did the Republic not help you?
We were not members of the Republic. Cathar was beyond the edge of the Republic, in the Outer Rim. And besides, they could not have known. Our interstellar communications were the first things the Mandalores hit. All other short-range communicators were jammed. We were on our own. We knew what was coming. We had fought the Mandalorians in the first war against Exar Kun and the Sith. We knew there would be no mercy for us. The most we could do was pack the few of our people who survived onto what few ships remained and send them off into space as fast as they could. Most did not make it.
But you survived.
My parents carried me as a baby with them and were lucky enough to escape. They fled as far as they were able and eventually settled on Taris. They could stand running no further, I think. But Taris was a horrible choice. Dominated by humans, intolerant of other species, it made everyday life unnecessarily hard.
Taris is not a nice place to raise a child. Don't tell Mission.
No, it is not. But they had little choice. Each of us dealt with it in our own way. My father turned to stimulants. He spent much of his time in local bars and dives. But we are warriors. It runs through our blood. And when he was on stims, he became foolish. He let his warrior nature get the best of him. So he would get intoxicated, and he would fight. And finally, one day, he would die.
How did he die?
Killed by a man who provoked him into a fight and killed him like an animal. I am sorry. I cannot talk about this any longer right now.
Okay, I'll give you a minute. Well, a second.
How may I be of assistance to you, Padawan?
Wonder if we could talk.
What is it you would like to speak to me about?
Are you doing alright?
I thank you for your concern, but I am still a bit shaken.
Why? What's wrong?
I have been thinking about myself, about Quatra, and about my fall to the dark side. I keep thinking that it was my anger that drove me that far, that nearly damned me. I look inside myself now and I can still see it. I still feel it.
Perhaps you just need more time.
More time would do me good. Time to distance myself from that anger. I think that is why the council agreed to send me with you. They think, perhaps, that in your company, I will be able to free myself from it.
Well, if I see you begin to slip back, I will intervene.
I thank you for your concern and your acceptance. I will strive to prove that I am worthy of your company and trust.
Okay.
How may I be?
Yeah, okay, we're done with Johanny for just now. And we're going to get trapped on that little bit there. Right. Nothing to say, nothing to say. Nobody in this one. Right. Bastila.
How can I help?
Why did the council send me with you on this mission?
Why? I could not accomplish this on my own. I need the aid of others, especially one who is strong in the Force. The bond between us made you a natural choice. Besides, the events on Taris prove that the Force wanted to bring us together for this mission, and there is little left to chance when the Force is involved. Is that not enough for you?
Well, if the Force wants us together, why do you keep resisting my undeniable charms?
I said we were brought together for our mission, to stop Malak. I hardly think the Force would be pushing us toward a romantic involvement when the fate of the galaxy is at stake. Please try to stay focused. I doubt the Council would approve if they knew we were busy discussing our mutual attraction when we should be saving the galaxy from Malak.
Mutual?
Mutual attraction? I never said... It's just an expression. Whatever our feelings... whatever your feelings, you have to try to ignore them. Don't let this complicate things. Finding the missing pieces of the star maps is our only hope of locating the Star Forge and defeating Malak. The Council explained all this quite clearly.
That's it? That's enough reason for you to accept all this?
I admit, there were times that I wondered if this is more than just a mission to stop Malak. There were times when I wondered if this was also a way for the Council to test my own abilities.
I get a feeling there's more going on than I know.
I wondered if the Council wanted to see how I would help and guide you on our quest. I wondered if they were testing me to see if I was ready to become a Jedi Master myself. And then I realized how foolish such thoughts were. As the Council explained, sending a Master in our group would only have drawn unwanted attention from the Sith. The fate of the galaxy is at stake. The Council would not risk it merely to test me. They calculated the risks, and in the end chose the only option available.
I'm still not convinced.
You must learn to trust in the wisdom of the Council. Your destiny will come when it's appointed time. You mustn't be so impatient.
Yeah, me. You're the one who thought this was her big addition for masterhood.
Must you be so frustrating? I admit I had a moment of foolish pride, but I'm over it. Now I am focused on my true responsibilities. I'm simply trying to help you and complete this mission, and yet you battle me at every turn.
What can I say? It's fun.
Fun? Fun? Driving me insane is your idea of a good time?
Yeah. Careful. Remember your self-control.
You are a very odd man. Do you know that? I simply don't know how to deal with you. All I want to do is help you, but you seem determined to drive me mad.
I'm not so bad. You just have to learn to accept me for what I am.
Unfortunately, it isn't as easy as that, but your point is well taken. Come, let's move on. There's much to be done.
Yeah, let's chat again.
How can I help?
Nope.
Then I said...
Alright. Well, we have one person left to speak to. Hey, Karth. How aggressive are you going to be towards me today?
Yes, what's on your mind?
We didn't end our last discussion very well.
Well, I'm not very good at this. I know I owe you an apology. More than one, probably. I was just so desperate to finally face Saul directly in the battle over Taris. And now the Jedi have us looking for these star maps. I know this mission is important, it's just, I feel a bit useless. I can fight, sure, but I'm no Jedi. All this feels completely out of my league.
Why don't you return to the front lines, then?
Because this is more important. This may really finally make a difference. I suppose even if I can't figure out everything that's going on, I still want to help if I can. I just hate not knowing what's going on and feeling this helpless. But I shouldn't have taken that out on you. I've been a royal pain in the backside, haven't I?
You sure have.
Well, I guess I should be at least a little pleased that I haven't lost my touch. So, I'm sorry. Will you accept my apology?
Only if you agree to work with me, for once.
Done. Let's get underway then, shall we? Partner?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, what's on your mind?
That's it.
You got it.
Karth didn't have much more to say. So we have now talked to everyone, and I think we've actually maxed out all of their, like, companion quest lines. So I think I'm going to end the episode here. Thank you for watching. Next time we're going to go to new planets and see new things. So, see you then. Goodbye.